DEI, which stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, has become a pretty controversial term lately. We hear about it a lot from politicians, universities, and CEOs, and while you may have your own opinions on whether DEI is a good or a bad thing, the companies you hold in your portfolio are actively deciding on their own DEI policies right now. And as a shareholder, you can actually vote on which one of these policies get adopted, because those policies can directly affect the return on your investment. So here's a glimpse at the type of DEI proposals companies are considering and what you need to know about shareholder voting. Every year, publicly traded companies hold their annual general meeting, or AGM, to give shareholders updates on the business and ask them to vote on certain topics. This includes things like executive compensation or who should be appointed to the board of directors. But shareholders can also bring their own items to the table, and these are called shareholder proposals. Topics can range anywhere from setting guardrails for executive leadership to disclosing environmental impact, or increasingly, asking the company to change their DEI policy. Beyond politics, these policies can affect shareholders' returns on investment. Many shareholders believe that the way DEI is handled at a corporate level can have a material impact on the business. Studies by McKinsey found that companies with greater gender and ethnic diversity in their teams financially outperformed companies with lower diversity. But other shareholders are worried that DEI programs can create a financial risk if they go too far. These critics often cite lawsuits against Starbucks and Target, where those companies were accused of discriminatory DEI policies. The way shareholders vote can influence the company's direction on these issues. As we can see from this chart made by the Conference Board, DEI proposals peaked in 2021, but have still been consistently up for vote every year since. However, not all of these proposals ask companies to expand their DEI policies. Some ask for the opposite. If we take a deeper look, we can see that among DEI proposals, there's actually been a big increase in anti-DEI proposals. As of April 1st, 2025, 13 anti-DEI proposals have been filed, accounting for around 40% of all DEI-related proposals this year. But despite the uptick in anti-DEI proposals, they're not very popular among shareholders. As of April 25th, none of the anti-DEI proposals submitted this year received majority support. Let's take a closer look at one of the companies as an example. Shareholders of John Deere, the agricultural machinery giant, brought forward 5 different DEI proposals this year. Of the 2 pro-DEI proposals, one of them was withdrawn when the company decided to enact the changes those shareholders asked for. The second one, however, failed to pass, getting about 29% support. But on the other hand, none of the 3 anti-DEI proposals passed, and none had more than 1.3% support. This outcome reflects a broader trend, which is, while DEI remains a hot topic, many of the shareholder proposals, especially the anti-DEI ones, have minimal backing among actual shareholders. Companies like Costco, Disney, and Apple are other examples where shareholders voted down anti-DEI proposals. But not all companies have had their shareholder meetings yet. These meetings are held throughout the year, but they tend to hit a peak from mid-April to June, meaning that plenty of these meetings are happening in the near future. For example, Meta, Netflix, and Dollar Tree are all holding their AGMs in the next month or so. You can learn more about when companies are holding their AGMs and see what will be voted on by searching for proxy statements on the SEC website. Proxy materials are usually sent to shareholders about a month before the shareholder meeting, so keep an eye out for those companies in your portfolio. If you receive proxy materials, you can use shareholder voting as an opportunity to voice your opinions to the companies you invest in. But even if you don't want to vote, paying attention to what goes on in these meetings could give you more insight into the companies in your portfolio.